Like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GTV Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have yourself to blame, y'all. Cricket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop. Until you get your mouth off LVBC. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence start with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yup, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
All right, you guys. So, like, share, subscribe, ring that bell so that you guys will be updated when I release video content on the channel, man. If you guys have not subscribed, again, hit the subscribe button, like button. After you hit the subscribe, you'll see a bell. Hit that bell icon. After you hit that bell icon, you're going to hit the all button. That way you guys will get all the updates whenever I release the video content on this channel, you guys. And we're going to get right into this video, man, as this thing gets deeper. As we all know, Tony Buzbee, his clients. And let me start off by saying this. Press 1 if y'all can hear me in the comment section. If y'all can hear me, press 1. Let me get a mic check real quick. Make sure I ain't all the way in here, man. And I'm cooking, and y'all can't hear me. Press 1 in the comment section. Salute to everybody that's in the building. Press 1. Okay, y'all can hear me? All right. So, first of all, let me say this. I'm hearing a lot of people, a couple people take shots and act like Tony Buzbee some punk-ass chump lawyer. I think you guys don't understand. Tony Busby's a big shot, and he's filthy rich as well. Now, he ain't Jay-Z rich, but Tony Buzbee has a lot of big dogs behind him down there in the great state of Texas. And I'm going to say this right now. I think cats might want to do their homework on Tony Buzbee. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to post a link to a video where you guys need to watch Tony Buzbee in court. In court. See, because you have people like this who know nothing. CJ Clove, 18, knows nothing. Will sit up here and run his mouth about why Tony Buzbee's talking so much you need to talk in court. Sir, you've never seen Tony Buzbee in court. I have. And in fact, I dropped the video on my community post, but I'm going to drop it out here. If you've ever been in Tony Buzbee's office, Tony Buzbee has shark all over his office because he considers himself a shark. And I'm going to tell you something. I told you guys, I don't take no cat like that lightly. A lot of you guys take these cats lightly. I don't take cats like that lightly. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I seen him in court in action on few occasions. Tony Buzbee is not playing no games. And we're going to get to this video tonight because Tony Buzbee, as you guys can see, he has been dropping photos and transcripts of recordings that he says that he has. Now, again, Tony Buzbee's client, Gerardo Garcia, sued Roc Nation and a couple of lawyers from Roc Nation yesterday because he said that he was bribed to try to give false testimony and file a felonious lawsuit against Tony Buzbee. Also, Tony Buzbee says he has other former clients of his who are also going to be filing those lawsuits in the coming days, as well as criminal. They're going to be filing criminal complaints as well. And that's the reason why you saw that statement where it says, oh, you talking about arrest, blah, 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 blah. But let's get into this. So Tony Buzbee posted this photo. And Tony Buzbee had told you guys that he had proof, video and audio proof. I'm going to say it again, video and audio proof. Excuse me, sir. You're not a lawyer. You're not illegal. Know your role and shut the hell up. I trust Tony Buzbee and what he's trying to do. I trust the lawyers over somebody like you that don't know a damn thing. So you sit down and you shut your ass up. I trust a dude who's won over $10 billion in litigation before I trust you with no avatar. So shut your ass up. I'm going to put your ass in timeout tonight. So Tony Buzbee, he said that he had video footage, secret video and audio footage of these people who allegedly approached his former clients, right? Out the box says, why are you mad? I'm mad because you're asking me a question. Goodbye. So anyways, Tony Buzbee posted this photo. And beside this photo, because he said he had receipts, he posted that photo of those guys he claims that they got on tape, video and audio. This is one of the photos that he dropped. And Tony Buzbee said this: investigators, quote unquote, from New York have contacted many of our law firm's current and former clients. These investigators aren't very smart. What they didn't anticipate was one of the clients decided to record the conversation. It's shocking and illegal. Here is a portion taken directly from the transcript of the contact. Investigator, in a couple of days, or maybe by next week, anyone Googling Buzbee and his company, his practice, are going into litigation, okay? What we're trying to do is, we're trying to put this thing together for the company that we're working for. We could get you paid. You could get money right soon, you know? We gave this kid $1,000 bucks to start yesterday just to get him on the right path. At the end of the day, this is going through the courts. Buzbee is getting sued. These guys are on tape offering to pay my firm's clients to sue our law firm. That's a crime. And Tony Buzbee dropped the actual photo from the hidden video. Now, Jay-Z, Rock Nation, they're innocent till proven guilty in the court of law. We'll say that right now on this channel, as we always say. But this is what Tony Buzbee's claiming. And Tony Buzbee says he has the tapes and the transcripts, and he dropped the transcripts and the sworn affidavits, and I got them right here tonight for y'all. So those are the guys he said. Now, again, there was a different situation. I don't know if this is related or not. Can't tell you if it's related or not. I can't tell you any of that because I don't know. But I'm going to say this to y'all right now. You guys remember those YouTubers that came out and they complained that they were approached by private investigators. They didn't know who these guys were. They just showed up out of the blue, and one of the guys recorded them, right? Kind of strange, kind of strange, kind of strange. And again, I told you, Tony Buzbee was not getting sued until he came after these guys right here. Tony Buzbee has collected over $10 billion of litigation for his clients. Tony Buzbee is filthy rich. He lives a rich lifestyle, and he's an absolute animal in that courtroom. And I saw it myself. And I will put the actual tape for all these clowns that's running around YouTube who was dissing Jay-Z just a few weeks ago. Dissing Jay-Z. Now, all of a sudden, they're going to change their tune. It's funny to me. It's funny. You understand what I'm saying? You got to watch these guys. I'm going to say this to you, right? If Jay-Z's telling the truth, I stand with Jay-Z. If Busby's telling the truth, I stand with Tony Busby. I stand with the truth. And that's the only thing I stand with. Transcripts. Tony Busby and client dropped the alleged transcripts from that conversation. And I'm going to read them for you right here, as you guys see it on your screen. Transcript that has been filed into evidence in the court of law. 2024-87692, Court 127, transcript between Geraldo Garcia and the woman who's being sued, who they're linking to Roc Nation, Jessica Santiago. Conversation, 00 seconds. Y'all see it up there at the top. These are the transcripts from the actual audio recordings that they have filed in this lawsuit. The PI. Do you have time today so we can have an appointment to talk to you and show you the papers? You can communicate with the lawyer, question mark. The client, yes. PI, what time, question mark. Client, 17 seconds. They got the time is on the left-hand side. So what y'all see on the left-hand side is the time of this conversation, the seconds of this conversation. This conversation lasted a little while. So you guys are seeing the timestamps on the left side from the actual recorded transcripts. And on the right side, you're seeing, in the middle, you're seeing who's saying what. And on the right-hand side, you're actually seeing the transcript and what was said during this call, right? So now we'll start one more time so you guys are on track. Do you have time today so we can have an appointment to talk and show you the papers? You can communicate with the lawyer, question mark. That's the PI talking. Client says yes. PI says what time, question mark. Client says look, at 5 p.m., question mark. One thing, if I sign the contract, the client said, is there some money that you will pay me first, question mark. PI says at 39 seconds, depends on the lawyer, but what you will sign today is only a contract to investigate, giving permission to the lawyer to conduct an investigation into your case to see what happened and to recommend a separate lawyer more familiar with your kind of case. But she will not charge anything. And the separate lawyer also does not require any money. Only at the conclusion do they take out their fee. If they're able to recover the money, you're entitled to. 125. In the conversation, the client says, the lawyer is from the state or private lawyer, question mark. The PI at 130 says, it's a private lawyer. We're from the state, but it's a private lawyer. That note what the Busby Law Firm was doing. For example, last night, someone signed up with us, and in his case, Busby was depositing his checks in Busby's private account and not in an account for lawyers. And he was charging interest and taking that money. And he was stealing the checks from insurance. And so he didn't know that Busby was stealing. That was his case. Now, I don't know much about your case, but the lawyer you will speak with today, she will explain that she will open your case. See what happened with you, but your name appeared on a list of people that may have something unusual, and she wants to investigate your case. And then she will recommend someone more familiar in your kind of case to recover all that money. 253 in the conversation, the client says, and they're from the state, question mark. 257 in the conversation, the PI says, the lawyer is from here, Texas, and also has a license in New York. Us, the investigators, are from the state, but we're not lawyers. But the lawyer has her license here in Texas and also in New York. 315, The client, he says, that class action is just for certain people who have had cases with the lawyer, question mark. 3:30, the private investigator says, the PI says, exactly, with that lawyer. We have 70 people in the class action that had problems because they are frauds with that lawyer Buzbee. Last night, the man who we spoke with, he has 2 cases because Busby was putting his checks in the private checking account, and that a criminal case. But he also has a separate case where he can recover the fees that Busby owes him. So he has 2 cases. We didn't know that until the lawyer last explained and told him, no, you have 2 cases, one criminal and another to recover your money. Now, we don't know about your case because the lawyer first needs to open your case and investigate what happened with you. So it's possible you have 2 cases as well, depending on what he, quote unquote, Busby, did to you. The client says at 4:37, and so if I sign, there's money, right? Question mark. 4:42. The PI says there's money that will be recovered, of course. The money you are owed. And you will not need to go to court because there are lots of people in class action. More than 70 people who have signed up with this lawyer. 5:08. The client says, what's the process to look at some documents first, question mark, or do I need to go with a lawyer, question mark. 5:13, the PI says, no, 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 she will be your lawyer. That's why we're asking for the documents that you have. If you don't have any, she can still do her search and she will read your case that you had with Busby and she will look into everything that happened. But it's better if you have documents too. 5:37, the client says, no, well, I lost all my documentation. This happened a long time ago, so I wouldn't have those documents now. But do I need to go to a lawyer's office or will you come to my house, question mark. 5:59, the PI says, I will send you a paper that explains where the lawyer is. It will explain everything in that paper. You can read it. Then I can contact the lawyer. Her name is Marcy Croft from MJ Legal. She will explain more by telephone. Now remember, Marcy Croft is the woman that Tony Busby linked to Rock Nation in that lawsuit I showed y'all last night. But let's keep going. But the document will explain what I have just told you now over the phone, and you will have your copy. It's just an agreement so she can investigate more your case to see if there's something unusual. And if so, she will recommend someone more familiar with your case because you know there are many lawyers, but she will recommend someone who is more known with this case, like from last night. 6:55, the client says, will you charge me anything, question mark. 7 minutes, the PI says, no, nothing. The lawyer who will have your case, yes, of course, like always, they always charge a fee. Normally, the lawyers charge 30%. Whichever lawyer you go to, they will charge you. Yes, but the lawyer, she will not charge anything at first. She works with us in fraud cases, and then she will recommend someone more familiar. Then at the conclusion of the case, they will charge their part and also pay you your part as well. 7:41, the client says, those papers, can you just leave them at my house? Or do you want me to go to the office, question mark. 7:48, the PI says, no, That's why I'm asking what time you will be home so that we can show you the paper and explain, and we can speak with the lawyer. 8:05, the client says, so the agreement, I can see it? Next page, the PI at 8:08 in the conversation says yes. At 8:11, the client says, and so this is class action? A lawsuit of many people? Question mark. At 8:16, the PI says, exactly. We have like 70 people that are in this class action, and there will be more. You're on the list, but we have other people too. Today I'm visiting with you and with 3 more people who will sign up to be in a lawsuit, and it will increase daily. We have more pages with people. I don't know how many, but there are many. And if there are more people in the class action, that is better for you because that means you will collect something. 8:51, the client says, what kind of percentage can I collect with this, or what can I question mark? At 8:58, the PI says that depends on your case because all the cases are different. The document I will show you today explains that it gives permission to open your case and see what happened, but she will not charge anything for that. But then she will recommend someone familiar. 9:32, the client says, sorry to interrupt. The lawyer will be present today or just you? Question mark. 9:35, the PI says, me and my partner, but she's working now. But she told me we can contact her at any time. 9:48, the client says 5:30 is fine? Question mark. 9:49, the PI says yes, 5:30 is fine. 9:55 into the conversation, the client says any change and we will call each other. True? Question mark. And what is the name of the lawyer? Pardon? Question mark. Marcy Croft. Again, Marcy Croft is the woman that Tony Buzbee showed those screenshots that linked to working with Rock Nation. 10:02, the client says okay. 10:04, the PI says from MJ Legal. 10:15, the client says okay, so 10:18, the PI says I will give you a copy. You can read it good, and you can call her too with us present, and she can explain it better. 10:27, the client says, and what is your name? 10:30, the PI says, me? My name is Jessica. The client says, Jessica? Just Jessica? 10:38, the PI says, no, Jessica Santiago. 10:40, the client says, okay, and Dale. So I will look at everything at 5:30 and we'll be in contact. Very kind, thank you. At 10:51, the PI says, okay, Geraldo, thank you. Ciao. Geraldo turned around and recorded this entire conversation, allegedly according to Tony Buzbee. They put this in the lawsuit, and then they sent this transcript over. And what Tony Buzbee did yesterday is what I told you he did yesterday in that lawsuit. But I can show you better than what I can tell you that Tony Buzbee did. That's why these dudes is out here claiming that Tony Buzbee is some bull jive lawyer. Well, they must have lost their damn mind because Marcy Croft Tony Buzbee in that lawsuit, as you guys can see right here, he showed screenshots of Marcy Croft. And as you guys can see, Marcy Croft, she posted, allegedly according to these screenshots, the Marvel Bradley Anderson and Tardy LLC has been retained by Alex Spiro, Jay-Z, and Rock Nation in the lawsuit filed on behalf of the mistreated inmates over inhumane conditions at the Perchman prison, right? He also showed this screenshot. Marcy Croft, you guys see it. She posts that statement from Team Rock. And she writes in the bottom, according to Tony Buzbee and what he posted, "Thanks, Team Rock. We appreciate everything you're doing to help Mississippi and hold the you-know-what." But then there's more. Tony Buzbee then posted this one. Marcy Bryan Croft. And she put amazing work. We're very proud to be a small part of this great team. Thank you, hashtag Rock Nation and hashtag Team Rock for all that you do. And she posted that article from the New York Times. Jay-Z takes on the Super Bowl. And this was back February the 1st, 2020, as you see the screenshot at the bottom. And Marcy Croft writes, "Thank you, Rock Nation and Team Rock, for all that you do," and post the link. And then it goes on, ladies and gentlemen. After this transcript and Geraldo recorded that conversation, right? So after Geraldo recorded that conversation, ladies and gentlemen, there was more. There was more. And let me get to that right here. As you guys see on your screen, right there, right? Now, this is an affidavit, a sworn affidavit that Tony Buzbee acquired for one of his former clients. And this sworn affidavit has been stamped and sealed and submitted to the courts from Skylar Taylor, another person. 2024, 87692, Court 127. Affidavit of Skylar Taylor. And it says, as written on your screen, this instrument was acknowledged before me by means of interactive two-way audio and video communication on December the 10th, 2024 by Skylar Taylor. This notarial act was an online notarization with electronic signatures. Before me, the undersigned notary, Skylar Taylor, personally came and appeared after being duly sworn, did state that, 1, my name is Skylar Taylor. I'm an adult resident of the state of Louisiana, of sound mind, and capable in all respects of executing this affidavit under oath. Number two, the information contained in this affidavit is made upon my personal knowledge and is correct and true. Number three, three men from the New York area visited my grandmother's home on multiple occasions, showing up unannounced and demanding to speak with me. I did not know these men and had not solicited them. Number four, when I spoke with these men, they stated they were investigators hired by an attorney to contact clients of the Busby Law Firm to join a class action against the Busby Law Firm. They refused to provide any further information on who they were, what investigation company they worked for, or what attorney hired them. Without knowing any details of my case, these men attempted to convince me to file a lawsuit against my attorneys at the Busby Law Firm. Number five, these men offered me money to sign on as a client with them. These men stated that they and or the attorney that hired them paid a former client of the Busby Law Firm $1,000 to sign on with them as a client and sue the Busby Law Firm. Number six, the above and foregoing is true and correct to the best of my knowledge, information, and belief. Signed, Skylar Taylor, Notary Seal, State of Texas, Notary Public. My commission expires May the 21st, 2027. Digital certificate signed, Plaintiff's Exhibit 2. But it gets deeper. Oh, it gets deeper. Because then came this. Another witness came forward. This one by the name of Shannon Champagne. Now, Shannon Champagne also signed this sworn affidavit, 2024, 87692, Court 127, affidavit of Shannon Champagne. This instrument was acknowledged before me by means of an interactive two-way audio and video communication on December the 10th, 2024 by Shannon Champagne. This notarial act was online notarization with electronic signatures before me, the undersigned notary, Shannon Champagne, personally came and appeared, and after being duly sworn, did state that, and remember, when you're sworn under this, you're sworn under the penalty of perjury, which means if you lie, you can go to prison. Number one, my name is Shannon Champagne. I am an adult resident of the state of Louisiana and of sound mind and capable in all respects of executing this affidavit under oath. Number two, the information contained in this affidavit is made upon my personal knowledge and is true and correct. Number three, three men from New York area visited my home on multiple occasions, showing up unannounced and demanding to speak with me. I did not know these three men and had not solicited them. Number four, when I spoke with these men, they stated that they were investigators hired by an attorney to contact clients of the Busby Law Firm to join a class action against the Busby Law Firm. They refused to provide further information on who they were, what investigation company they worked for, or what attorney hired them. Without knowing any of the details of my case, these men attempted to convince me to file a lawsuit against my attorneys at the Busby Law Firm. Number 5, these men offered me money to sign on as a client with them. Specifically, they offered me $10,000 in exchange for signing with them as a client. Number 6, the above and foregoing is true and correct to the best of my knowledge, information, and belief. Signed, Shannon Champagne. Notary seal. Notary public, State of Texas. My commission expires on May the 21st, 2027. Digital signature, signed, sealed, Exhibit 3. Plaintiff's Exhibit 3. Also, it goes on. And this one is the deepest, y'all. Y'all smash the like button, hit the subscribe button for y'all boy tonight. You understand what I'm saying? These buffoons running around here talking about Tony Busby don't know what the hell he got going on, but I don't think they know. And shout out to the 3 people that sent donations to the Cash App. Salute to Leah. I appreciate you in the Cash App. My boy, Jason Villanari, salute to you in the Cash App. I seen you in that joint earlier. And also, hey, shout out to my girl Janice coming through in the Cash App. She came through with a $150 donation. I salute to you, my sister. Appreciate it. Now, this one right here, y'all, 2024. 87692. If y'all want to donate, the link pinned at the top of the chat. Salute everybody, support the channel, or just subscribe. Court 127. You read your screen, right? Transcript of audio recorded telephonic conversation. Audio file. Image 7861. Transcribed by Laura C. Monteith. Do you know what that means? That means that Tony Buzbee, who y'all said was capping and some janky ass lawyer, actually turned over the audio tapes recording and got it actually transcribed right here, as you guys can see on your screen. And we're going to get to it right now. Professionally transcribed right there. And you guys can see it right here on your screen as I pull it up for y'all right now. Recording. Certificate of transcriptionist right there on your screen. And we'll get started right here. That's why I told y'all, I don't play around. I watched Tony Buzbee in court. Tony Busby's a beast in court. I watched Tony Busbee in court. He is a beast in court. I watched him in court. He is a beast in court. Speaker number 1. It says, I heard you're looking for me, question mark. This is the recording right here. Y'all see it, recording. This is off the recording. Tony Busbee this fool actually filed a recording. Speaker number 1. I heard you're looking for me, question mark. Speaker number 2. Hello. Thank you so much for calling me back. Yes, absolutely. I'm actually in the car and you're on the speaker. I have my partner is with me. We want to actually talk to you regarding the case that you have. I know that you got hurt on the boat and there's something called the Jones Act. I don't know whether you're familiar with that. It would take 2 minutes of your time to answer my questions. And it might be very beneficial for you to speak with. Let me ask you something else. Is your case still active? Question mark. Speaker number 1. I prefer not to answer questions, but I'll hear you out. Speaker number 2. Okay. You don't need to answer that question. Let me ask. Let me. Speaker number 3, David, good morning. Hey, my name is Joe. If I may, is there a place we can meet up? Any place you like where we can sit down and talk? You can listen to it. And if you don't like what we have to say, you can say, I don't want to cooperate, and then walk away. And that's it. No harm, no foul. Speaker number 1 says, no, I don't do meetups with nobody that I don't know, especially from out of state. Speaker number 3, I'm on the top right-hand corner of y'all screen right now. No worries. If you don't feel comfortable talking to us, that's fine. Speaker number 1, I can talk to you over the phone. I can hear what you got to say over the phone. Speaker number 3, okay. So here's the scenario. When you were out with your lawsuit, right? You were still getting paid from the company that you got hurt from? Question mark. Speaker number 1, like I said, I don't answer questions, but speaker number 3, all right. So speaker number 2, Joe. Speaker number 3, yeah. Speaker number 2, we can do conference. Speaker number 3, I know, but speaker number 1, y'all can. Speaker number 3, this. Speaker number 2 is inaudible. Speaker number 3, all right. So I'm going to give you a scenario. We went to a guy yesterday who, same as you, got hurt on a boat. And what happened was his lawyer, due to this act, this Jones Act, he was supposed to get paid, right? Question mark. From the company. And the lawyer said, no, 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 don't pay him. Pay me and I'll pay him. So that's the arrangement he had with the company. But the thing is, though, he never paid this kid. Okay? Question mark. On top of that, he ended up getting like something like 42% of the inquiry. So this guy should have gotten $1 million. He ended up getting, how much he get? Question mark. $80,000. Speaker number 3, at the end of the day, he got $80,000 for, and he only has 3 slip discs. I mean, 3 discs that are normal. Everything else is messed up in his back. So there's a few things that happen there, okay? Question mark. Speaker number 1. Speaker number 3, we need you to cooperate with us and start talking to us about what happened in his story. And he was given a stipend, because there's going to be, and all I can tell you is, if I may ask, who is your lawyer? Speaker number 1, wait, what's that? Speaker number 3, who is your lawyer? Speaker number 1, like I said, I don't answer questions. I'll hear what you got to say. Speaker number 3, okay. So he just happened to have this lawyer. His last name is Buzbee. And Buzbee, apparently, there's a couple of lawsuits coming down where he was allegedly taking money off the top and not paying his clients. Speaker number 1, okay. It goes on. Next page. Speaker number 1. In a couple of days, or maybe next week, anyone Googling Busby and his company, his practice, you're going to see some of these lawyers are going to be going to litigation. Okay? What we're trying to do is, we're trying to put this thing together for the company that we're working for at this. And if you have a case, we could get you paid, and money could get you could get money, right? Soon, you know. We gave this kid $1,000 to start yesterday just to get him on the right path. Yeah, so Speaker 1 says, okay, let me ask you a question. Speaker 3 says, at the end of the day, I appreciate your question. Just hold that thought for a second. At the end of the day, this is going through the courts. Buzbee is getting sued, and eventually people are going to get paid out. Now it's up to you if you want to be a part of beep end of audio recording. Bottom, certificate of transcriber. I, Laura C. Moneth, do hereby certify that I was authorized to transcribe the foregoing recorded proceeding and that the transcript is a true and accurate transcription to the best of my ability taken while listening to the provided recording. I further certify that I am not of counsel or attorney for either or any of the parties said to said proceedings, nor in any way interested in the events of this cause, and that I am not related to any of the parties thereto. Dated this 9th day of December 2024. Laura C. Monteith. Filed in court of law. And you guys can see the last 3 pages just for issues and giggles. But Tony Buzbee, in the great state of Texas, where these dudes calling Tony Buzbee all kind of names and don't know a damn thing about Tony Buzbee because they don't do their research. They just talking. But I had to know about Tony Buzbee. A while back, I had to know about him. So I did my research on him a while back. And I never told anybody, but I posted this today. And this was a video, but I'm going to play you guys some of the audio of Tony Buzbee in action in court in an unrelated case to this. And Tony Buzbee absolutely walked these people down in a court. And this was the Paxson impeachment trial in which Tony Buzbee had gotten into a big-time exchange and ended up winning the motions in that exchange as he showed up big time in court. And there are multiple videos.
Before we testify about it, just confirm with me that what you've been handed, which is now, Your Honor, to publishing a document that's not in evidence that he has not attributed for the...
Again, this audio that I'm playing to you guys has nothing to do with this Jay-Z situation. Let me make this clear. Or Diddy situation. This is a situation to where he was dealing with the Paxson impeachment trial. And basically, there was a guy on the stand who was Ken Paxson's former personal assistant. And his name was Drew Wicker, that was on the stand. And I want you guys to hear how they said this shakedown lawyer, Tony Buzbee, who has worked on all different kind of cases. All different kind of cases. This is how Tony Buzbee got down on them people. And this is Tony Buzbee talking first, so you will know his voice.
Before we testify about it, just confirm with me that what you've been handed, which is now, Your Honor, to publishing a document that's not in evidence that he has not attributed for the record. I have not published anything at this point, Your Honor. The picture is on the screen, Mr. That's the picture AG 371. This is something different. Overall. Now, take a look at what I've handed you. AG 1051. And would you confirm with me that the picture you're holding in your hands is the same picture that we see on the screen, which is AG 371?
It appears so, yes.
And do you see the exhibit you're holding in your hand has, in fact, the date and where the picture was taken?
It does.
Your Honor, we offer AG 151.
Have you shown it to the defense?
May I see a copy and the date that was referenced?
It's coming to both of us. We'd like to have one. Okay.
Give a copy to the other side.
Give it to them first. And you can give us a copy. Sir, you can give us a copy. Oh, that's the only one you have.
You have a copy?
Mr. President, I don't want to stave off his direct, but cross, but I think that I can clear something up if I could take Mr. Wicker on a brief for Dyer. I think he's been misled as to the date and time of the photograph he had originally identified.
Again, Your Honor, I'm asking this witness if he has now the date the picture was taken on a cell phone, the exact same picture that's already in evidence. It's not very hard. We're going to get to the truth here.
Overruled.
Tell us, sir, the date of the picture you have in your hand.
It states that it was Tuesday, August 22nd, 2023 at 4:50 p.m.
And where was the picture taken?
It says Austin, Terrytown.
Your Honor, we offer AG 1051.
Do you object?
I do, Your Honor. Objection hearsay. He hasn't established a proper predicate to make it relevant to this trial. It doesn't have an address, and Mr. Wicker cannot say that he fairly and accurately depicts something that he's actually seen.
Overruled.
Now, Eric, please publish for the ladies and gentlemen of this distinguished jury the picture of the Terrytown Paxton home that was taken in August of this year. Do you see there, sir, that the cabinets have never changed?
It would appear so, yes.
Do you see there, sir, that the
President.
countertops have never changed?
Mr. President, I'm sorry. I must insist. He's provided metadata, but without any source for it. I am not trying to impugn his character, but this is a court of law, and he has to establish the predicate for the information that's contained below. He has not done that, and he intends to rely upon it. It is hearsay.
It's in evidence already, Your Honor. You've ruled on it. It's in evidence.
Your Honor, with all respect to Mr. Buzbee, he's misleading you. The photograph is in evidence. The information contained beneath it is not. That's what he's asking you to do now.
Again, we can look back with the court reporter. I offered 1051. The court allowed it.
In that case, Mr. President, it is fully within your discretion to correct an error. I am not conceding that it is admitted, but if it were, in light of the fact that he cannot establish that anything beneath that photograph is true and he intends to dance upon it, I would ask that the court help correct that issue.
That picture, Your Honor, as you can tell, is the same picture that's in evidence. The only addition to it is now we know exactly when the picture was taken and where it was taken.
Which establishes the exact issue, Your Honor. There is no one here who can establish whether or not this picture was in fact taken August 22nd, 2023, and any 12-year-old can create that graphic on a computer.
Your Honor, this lawyer is suggesting that me, an officer of this court, has somehow doctored a picture when I've offered to go over to the home right now and look at the kitchen and it'll look exactly like that. Why would somebody who has an obligation as a prosecutor to find the truth try to prevent the truth from coming out? This is in evidence. The picture's in evidence already. The court's allowed now the picture in evidence that shows when it was taken. I would allow.
I am not trying to impugn anyone's character. I am acting as a prosecutor and a rule follower, and I expect to do that here so no misimpressions are left with the court.
This is allowed in evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Now, you care about the truth, don't you, Drew?
Yes, sir.
And you want the truth to come out, don't you?
I believe it has to.
Yes, it's important, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And now we see that the picture of the Paxton home, we can see that there were no work done on the countertops, can't we?
Yes, we can.
We can see that there was no work done in the cabinetry, can't we?
Yes, sir.
Pretty clear, isn't it?
From those images, yes.
Accusing someone of bribery for accepting granite countertops and new cabinetry is a very serious allegation, isn't it?
I would agree.
And you understand that Mr. Paxton, General Paxton, has no obligation to prove anything, right? He's being accused.
Yes, sir.
He didn't have to prove anything, does he?
Yes, sir.
But we've proven that the countertops were not altered in any way, haven't we?
The countertops appear to have not been altered.
The cabinets have not been altered in any way, have they?
It would appear that way, yes, sir.
And in fact, we've created a comparison picture. It's exhibit 1052, AG 1052. May I approach? Can we agree, Drew, that 1052 that you're holding in your hands is a picture? The one on the left is the one we just looked at, right?
Yes, sir.
And the one on the right is the one we looked at from Kevin Wood, right?
That is correct.
And they're side by side on this exhibit, true?
That is correct.
And we know the one on the right was taken in July of 2020, right?
Yes, sir.
And we know the one on the left was taken years later, August 2023, don't we?
Yes, sir.
We offer 1052. Do you have a copy of that? Would you please provide a copy?
To clarify, I see AG 371 and I see House Board of Managers 73 on 1052. Which one of these two photos is supposed to be 1051?
I'm not answering her questions, Your Honor. I've offered this exhibit.
Then I object to relevance.
This is a comparison as I've laid out with the witness. He's established the relevance of this picture. It compares the one taken in years back in 2020 with the one taken last month. We'd offer it. Overruled. Would it be accepted, Your Honor? What is the number again? 1052. 1052 is admitted into evidence.
Smoked her. Busby smoked that ass. Smoked her. And if that wasn't enough, he came. I've watched Busby in court on numerous occasions. I've watched him in court. Numerous occasions. But I'll give y'all one more taste. Now, this is when he was questioning a former chief of staff that went by the name of Catherine, Missy Carey, after that Ken Paxton situation, right? Where I'm going to let you guys hear that from Mr. Tony Buzbee, right? The Ken Paxton affair testimony. I want you to hear.
Mr. Buzbee, your witness. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Hello, ma'am.
Mr. Busby?
You look.
Tony Buzbee is now. Listen to how he works in court. I'm telling y'all something. These dudes on YouTube tell y'all this bullshit. They don't know nothing. Ain't there no information, no research, no nothing. They just talking. And they gonna look like goddamn fools like they've been looking this whole time.
Mr. Buzbee, your witness. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Hello, ma'am.
Mr. Busby?
You look like you're a little nervous.
I'm not nervous.
Feeling good?
I don't think anybody particularly wants to be here, Mr. Busby.
Let me ask you something. You said you appeared in front of the grand jury?
I was subpoenaed to appear at the grand jury.
And that was in 2021?
Yes, sir.
And it's 2023 now?
Yes, sir.
And that you told them everything you told us here?
I answered their
I
question.
object. If she's appeared before a grand jury, she cannot talk with us about what she testified to.
She can tell me that if that's the case. Sustained. So suffice it to say, your story hasn't changed since 2021, right?
Can you explain to me what story I'm talking about?
I'm wondering why the so-called whistleblowers who reported this to the Travis County DA's office and to the FBI and maybe others, and you who spoke to apparently the FBI or the grand jury at some point, why nothing's happened, even though every single thing that we've heard in this impeachment has already been fully vetted. Can you tell me, has there been an indictment of our Attorney General?
So your question is,
Has there been an indictment of our Attorney General?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. You think that Laura Olson drives a red car? Is that what you told us?
I did not say that. I said the person at the Galaxy Cafe that I saw drove a red car. I've never said it was Laura Olson for sure.
Why are you even telling us about somebody that drives a red car at the Galaxy Cafe when Laura Olson never owned a red car?
That assumes facts that are not in evidence.
Sustained.
Do you know whether Laura Olson has ever owned a red car?
Do not.
Do you know what kind of car Laura Olson would have been driving back in that time frame?
I do not.
Okay, so you just got up here in front of all these people watching at home, our distinguished jury, and was telling us about some unknown person driving a red car at Galaxy Cafe, and you don't even know who that was, do you?
That would be correct. That's what
Why
I said.
the devil are we even hearing about the Galaxy Cafe? You didn't know who that person was.
I never said that I did.
How long did you work with these people over here to prepare yourself for your testimony?
I didn't work with them. I was asked to go in front of the House managers and interviewed, as well as talk to you and your staff.
Are you sure there was some sort of Attorney General's conference in San Antonio in that time frame?
The best of my recollection.
There wasn't. I guess I'm trying to figure out, well, how good is your memory?
Is that a question?
Yeah. Not very good, is it?
No, sir, it's not.
That's what I thought. Ken Paxton was your boss before you retired, right?
Yes, sir.
You told us about all this teaching you've done in CLEs, continuing legal educations, right?
Yes, sir.
You've taught students, you've taught other lawyers, right?
Yes, sir.
And you sat up here and you were trying to explain to us contracts and how the process works, right?
Yes, sir.
And your boss called you because he wanted to legally do the right thing, and you provided him advice, didn't you?
Objection calls for speculation on the part of this witness.
Sustained.
He wanted to know how to properly sign an outside counsel contract, didn't he?
Objection calls for speculation.
It's exactly what he told her.
Objection.
Overruled.
He wanted line and verse. What do you call you, Missy? Is that what he called you?
Yes, sir.
Missy, look, I'm having a disagreement with this Penley fella. He's refusing to do his job. He's insubordinate. I need to know, under the statutes, if I have the authority, the legal authority, to sign a contract. And you gave him advice, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
And you said, Ken, you do. Isn't that right?
Correct.
Why are we here? The guy did everything he was supposed to. He had some insubordinate people in his outfit.
I object.
So
Counsel's testifying, not asking questions.
That is a question. I'm not finished.
Sustained.
You knew that Penley refused to follow the procedure and sign off on the contract, right? You knew Penley said, I ain't going to sign it, right?
I knew Penley said he did not want to sign it. Correct.
The only person in the office who has authority to sign the contract himself, unless designated, is Ken Paxton. Isn't that right?
That is correct.
Let's make sure we're all clear on that. This bureaucratic process that this person signs and this person signs and this person signs, all of their power and authority to sign a contract comes from the elected Attorney General, Ken Paxton. Isn't that true?
Subject to the Appropriations Act, the statutes, and the rules that we adopted. Correct.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So, and we saw Mr. Penley's notes, that he said in his notes, Missy told Ken he had the authority to sign the
That
contract.
violates the rules. Sorry.
You can
That
keep objecting.
violates
This
the
is a
rules.
document that's in evidence, Your Honor. We all looked at it.
Overruled.
When we looked at Mr. Penley's notes,
I
And
object.
you can object again, but it's in evidence, Your Honor. You
And
saw it.
sir-
We all saw it.
I object to him testifying about a document that this witness has not established that she's ever even seen. That's improper.
That's not right, Your Honor. When I ask her if Penley's notes are correct, that is, Missy told Ken
I'm asking for a
the
ruling,
authority
Judge.
to sign a contract. That's an incredibly appropriate question.
Sustained.
Now, you did tell Penley that you had told Ken he had the authority, right?
I told everyone on the phone call, then Penley was one of the members of the phone call, correct?
Let's make sure we all get that right. And your job at that point in time when you told Mr. Paxton that was?
As chief of staff.
The chief of staff of the Attorney General's office of the state of Texas advised her boss, the Attorney General, that it was okay to sign an outside counsel contract, correct?
I told General Paxton that it was illegal for him to sign the outside counsel contract, correct?
And then later, when everybody was scrambling around, you told his entire executive staff that you had told him that, right?
I was completely honest with him, yes, sir.
And they still went to the FBI, didn't they?
They, in fact, went to the FBI.
That's right. Are you somebody that goes to church?
I'm not sure that's an appropriate question, is it? My personal beliefs?
Well, it is when you're telling us about the ethical, legal, and moral implications of an affair. Remember telling us all that? Remember saying that? Maybe, I think you said political, ethical, legal implications of an affair. Remember saying that?
I remember giving the Attorney General my thoughts on those topics.
Okay. So I'm going to get your thoughts on the topic. You ever met somebody that's perfect?
Never, sir.
Okay. Was there only one person that was perfect?
In my belief system, there's only one entity that's perfect.
All have sinned and fallen short of the grace of God, right?
I would agree with that, sir.
Yeah. Sometimes people make stupid mistakes, correct?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes, I mean, imagine if we impeached everybody here in Austin that had an affair. We'd be impeaching for the next 100 years, wouldn't we?
I don't think I should answer that question in this chamber, particularly. I've been around a long time, Mr. Buzbee. I'm not going to go there with you.
I'm quite sure you've seen a lot, have you not?
Indeed.
Yeah, just because somebody has an affair doesn't mean that they're a, quote, criminal, does it?
I would not associate that directly.
Yeah. I mean, that would be incredibly hypocritical, would it not? If somebody said, this guy is a criminal because he had a marital indiscretion. That would be really hypocritical, would it not?
I would not say that.
Yeah. You would never say something like that, would you?
I would not.
You even sent in those, when you were texting back and forth with Ken Paxton, your boss, you sent him the legal authority that gives him the authority to sign contracts, right?
Correct.
Okay. And you also referred him to the Attorney General's website, didn't you?
With the procedure, yes, sir.
Yeah. So you not only told him over the phone, but you also sent him the exact statute and the website, the AG's website, right?
I did.
Okay. Did you ever figure out how the grand jury subpoenas were actually obtained by Mr. Kamek?
I did not.
Okay. You know, of course, he didn't have to appear in front of any grand jury, right?
If you tell me that, then, I'll take your word for it. I didn't dive into that. Again, I had told General Paxton that the contract was legal to sign.
Okay.
But couldn't be funded. He had a funding issue.
Well, okay, we'll talk about the funding issue. The funding issue is something of course, Kamek didn't get any money.
I do not know that.
Okay.
Are you telling me Kamek didn't get any money?
Young man did a lot of work, didn't get paid.
I object to defense counsel testifying.
I'm asking if you knew that.
I object.
Did you know that he never got paid?
I did not know that until you just told me.
Okay. Let me ask you, would it be an appropriate process for the Attorney General, before you even try to go through the executive approval memorandum process, that's a bureaucratic process, is it not?
Correct.
Okay. It's a bunch of procedural rules that have no force in law, right?
It's a documentation that is not the legal document.
Right. You know, oh, gotcha, you didn't follow the procedure in the office. The AG can decide what the procedure in the office is, can he not?
He can waive the procedure in writing, yes, sir.
He can waive it in verbal. He can do what he wants as long as he believes he's serving the people of Texas. Isn't that right?
Well, he agreed to the rules that said it would be in writing.
And he can change the rules.
If he goes through the Texas Administrative Code process in this instance, he could change the rules, yes.
Let me just ask this, though, so we're all clear. Can the AG of our state send an email to the controller? Is there a controller in the office? Somebody in charge of the money?
There's the controller in the office, and then there's the Texas controller.
Yeah, I'm talking about the internal one. Who was the internal controller in the AG's office?
Michelle Price.
Can the AG send an email to the controller within the office and say, set aside $50K or $25K for a contract I'm going to sign?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that something that he has the authority to do?
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody else have that authority?
The Appropriations Act in Article 9, Section 16 says that the communication needs to go to the controller. So that communication would need to be forwarded to the controller to prove that the Attorney General felt it was in the best interest of the state.
The Attorney General. No one else.
The Appropriations Act uses the word Attorney General, and as you correctly stated, those kind of things he can delegate, but if he didn't delegate, it says Attorney General. Yes, sir.
If he did not delegate, it would be illegal. True?
I don't understand the question.
Let's say that one day Mr. Penley decides that he wants to set aside $50K to sign an outside counsel contract. That would be illegal, wouldn't it?
I don't think it would be illegal. I don't think anyone would do it for him. The controller would be following the procedures.
You think so?
I do.
Okay.
Let's
look at an evidence we've already seen. Exhibit 361. Can we put it on the screen for the witness? Eric, can you help me out here, Eric? Everybody likes Eric, Your Honor.
And Stacy.
And Stacy. And Stacy. If you don't mind, Eric, go to page 4 of AG Exhibit 361. Do you see that there in front of you? Jeff Mateer is authorizing $50,000 to be set aside for a guy named Johnny Sutton. Do you see that?
I do see this.
Did you know that was going on?
No, sir.
Did they tell you they were doing that?
No, sir.
Do you think that the first assistant has the authority to hire outside counsel with an email?
I do.
You do. But Ken Paxton doesn't.
I believe that Ken Paxton could have sent a very similar email if he did about the funding, and he would have achieved the same result. If he did, you may show me that documentation if you like. I'm not aware of it.
I thought we had this real strict bureaucratic procedure to hire outside counsel. Remember you telling us about all that?
We do.
Okay.
And in that procedure, the first assistant has been delegated that authority.
No. Ken Paxton did not delegate any authority to hire Johnny Sutton. No, you know that's true.
I object. That's a misstatement of what she said.
Do you know whether Ken Paxton...
Object.
I'm going to rephrase the question.
Sustain, rephrase.
Do you know whether Ken Paxton, the boss, authorized Jeff Mateer, the subordinate, to set aside $50,000 for Johnny Sutton?
I have no personal knowledge of Johnny Sutton.
Okay.
Man, this dude's an animal, bro.
As witness.
I really don't think y'all understand, bro.
Redirect?
Yes.
Or both?
Man, this dude. Bro, listen. Let me tell y'all something. You got dudes in the comment section that don't know nothing about litigation, know nothing about court, nothing. They sitting here talking about ambulance chasing. Do y'all not know the cases this man been a part of, bro? Do y'all not know the cases that this man have been a part of? Bill, you're on it. The Attorney General of Texas hired this dude. Do y'all not know the cases that this dude has worked on, bro? Something's wrong with you guys. I'm gonna sit back and laugh at this one, bro. Cause yeah, you guys, all you clowns that's taking this dude for granted, cause you caught that shucking and jabbing. And yeah, man, we gonna go up the block and we gonna do it like this. Man, I'm finna tell you right now, man. Tony Buzbee. Man, when this shit go to court, man, it's gonna hit different, boy. I would pay to see him against Alex Spiro in court. Heavyweight bout. Heavyweight bout. And I love law. I love law. Heavyweight bout. Tony Buzbee, Alex Spiro. I would love to see them two in court one-on-one. Heavyweight shit right there, man. For anybody that loves legal. And a lot of you guys that know this part about me. But I've always loved criminal justice and legal and things like that. I've always been deep into this type of stuff. And I just started when I was growing up watching Matlock, watching Perry Mason and shows like that. And then it got me into real, you understand what I'm saying? Cases and watching these things online. But I never talked about it. I know a good goddamn lawyer when I see one. And if you sleeping on Tony Buzbee, something is really wrong with your brain. The same way if you're sleeping on Alex Spiro. Because Alex Spiro, he ain't no chopped liver either. That's a heavyweight fight right there, bro. Those two lawyers. And I would love to see them two in court going one-on-one. That would be absolute must-see TV. Because you're talking about two great legal minds. I'm telling you. And you can go look, the videos are on YouTube of Tony Buzbee in action in the courtroom. Google it. And it's going to change your minds. And you're going to say, damn, dog. Man, this Tony Buzbee cat, man, this dude is an animal in the court. Listen. Tony's the type of guy, and I can tell, if he know he got you, he got you. If he knows he got you, he got you. That's why I tell all these people who are doubting Tony Buzbee, just wait. Just be patient. It is a great, great, great fight right here between him and the great Alex Spiro. Because Spiro is a beast too. I ain't gonna lie. That would be a hell of a, bro, that's a case, man. I'm telling y'all, bro. That shit bring back memories of watching the great Johnny Cochran and Marsha Clark go one-on-one. You guys remember that? The great Johnny Cochran. The glove don't fit. You must have quit. Oh, yeah. I love this shit. It keeps your mind sharp. Legally. It keeps you in the understanding of different laws, and you understand what I'm saying? Different litigation and things that's going on. Different terms they use in the courtroom. You can tell who's confident, who's built for these big moments, who ain't. If you think Tony Buzbee not built for this moment, something wrong with you. Something really wrong with you. You don't get to where Tony Buzbee has gotten. And this man says y'all love tap dancing for Tony Buzbee. Well, sir, wasn't you guys the same buffoons who said Jay-Z was a sellout a month ago? Don't make me pull up the videos about what y'all was saying about Jay-Z and the NFL. Don't make me pull up the videos about what y'all was saying about Jay-Z and how he did Lil Wayne. Don't make me pull up the videos about what y'all said after Jay-Z had the meeting allegedly with Kaepernick and turned around and did the deal with the NFL. Don't make me pull up what all y'all said. Ain't none of y'all like Jay-Z. Now, all of a sudden, 3 weeks later, now you don't change your mind. I watched him. Go look at your favorite Jay-Z capper on YouTube and listen to all of his videos for the last 3 or 4 years about what he said about Jay-Z. Oh, anything involving Jay-Z is a scam. That's what he said. That's what the allegations were. Now, all of a sudden, Jay-Z's word is gold, according to these people. They told me I was crazy when I took up for Jay-Z and said Jay-Z helped Lil Wayne with his taxes. Why would he hate on Lil Wayne? Oh, Jay-Z's just a hater, man. Hey, he always been a hater, man. He always been about himself, man. He didn't care about anybody else, man. He's a hater, bro. Why you in here taking up for Lil Wayne? I mean, for Jay-Z. That's what y'all said. You had celebrities coming out here cussing out Jay-Z. But now these chump-ass niggas got short memory spans and don't remember a god-daggone word they said just a month ago. I got the receipts, nigga. It's all on YouTube. Mm-hmm. That's right. Remember? Now, everybody in this comment section who remember all these people talking about Jay-Z like a dog just a month ago, I need y'all to press 1. Because ain't none of these people like Jay-Z. They all talked about him like a dog. Black folks. These are facts. Black celebrities were cursing out Jay-Z over this Lil Wayne, Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl situation. If I'm lying, nigga, I'm flying. That's why I said, when you sell your soul, nigga, you can't get that shit back. You can't get that shit back. Because everybody gonna tell that you sold that shit. Like, share, subscribe, man. Salute to everybody watching the video, man. I'm gone.